So still in the spirit of the thread, I sort of tried to pull. Sultana, you're involved in this. I am involved in the next conversation with Jason J, who was also in his square, I believe, with Joanna as well, from that here. And then there was Diddy. And you were one of those who told us going into the house, I have a girl. Then you come in, and it was sort of a sequence of today it's Diddy, then he became Sultana, then he became Joanna. How did you find yourself in that mix?
Different relationship with different people, yeah? My relationship with Diddy was, we're just friends.
No. Let's not do that. We watched this show.
Okay.
We know what we saw. We know what we heard. And the insinuations of jealousy even when other situations were involved.
I never denied the fact, even when we had conversations in the house, that I liked Diddy. But then we knew the situation we're in, and I didn't push it further than that.
Okay. Did he feel like he just wanted a friendship?
It never felt like it was like just a friendship.
It felt like it was more?
Yeah, it felt like that, but we never spoke to that extent.
Why did you feel like it was more?
So there are conversations we had in the house that I felt like friends don't have that kind of conversation.
Like what?
Conversations like maybe someone else is involved, and then we have to talk about it.
And you have to explain
and
why.
We have to, yeah. So we had to, talk about it. Friends don't do that.
Or you thought the feelings were more than friendship?
Yeah, the feelings were more than friendship, but the conversation was just strictly friendship.
That's what I saw, and that's what most viewers saw. That's why.
Bottom line, we never pushed beyond that.
Joanna?
There was nothing with Joanna. We're just dance partners, and that was it.
Is that what you felt?
I feel like in whatever he had in his head, that was what he wanted to portray outside. But I had a conversation with him that this should not make you think or assume or make any narrative out of our
Why
kind of
did you need to
friendship.
explain that?
Because I understood the kind of person he was at
Which
that
is
time.
what?
I felt like you were friends with someone, then you're not talking to the person anymore, then all of a sudden I'm kind of close to that person after a while, and you are now friends with me.
So, did you think he was trying to use you for something?
It's not using me, it's using the idea of having me. Do you understand? Because first of all, I and Diddy were good friends, and I don't understand any other dynamic he had outside as Sultana or whatever he had, because we never had a conversation, right? But I felt like I was now stuck in a situation where I had to let you know that I hope you are not, this is not the move you're trying to bring towards me. So, yeah.
So it's kind of different from what you're saying, but go on.
That's her perspective.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of things happened in her head, alone, and she misinterpreted a lot of situations.
Did you use her, like she said, sort of to make whoever jealous or?
Big Brother asked who you've not connected with in the house, and I said, oh, there's Joanna. We've not spoken. And after that, we started talking. And even before that, we had been dancing in the parties. So all of this is crazy to me. Joanna is not even in the picture. We had a dance thing going on. We both love dance. We vibed in the party, and that was it, period.
Okay. So Dede's feelings are not completely wrong.
Yep.
But Joanna is crazy.
Absolutely.
Sultana.
Wow.
Sorry, before you get to Sultana, coming out and seeing the very first interview he had with you, you asked him what happened a day before I left, and he goes and says, oh, it was a one-night thing. I'm like, are you a baby? Are you that silly? I was literally saving your ass as my friend, not to throw you under the bus that, oh, this man is just hard as a rock beside my bed. And I literally tried to calm down, like we're friends. He was hard as a rock beside my bed. I was sleeping, by the way. And he came, like, you literally came and woke me up.
Wow.
I was sleeping. And prior before then, because that was the night Thelma got evicted. And I felt like I was still in shock. So I think I had a conversation with Faith briefly, and I'm like, oh, I just want to go to bed. And from afar, he gives me this look, and he's like, oh, what's that? I'm like, I just want to go to bed. Then a few minutes later, I'm still in my sleep. I see you on my bed, and I'm like, oh, is that Faith or this? And I'm like, oh, I'm like, oh, fine, cool. And like, oh, he has been seated here for a while.
How do you know he was hard as a rock?
Because I could see it from... I'm not a baby.
No, I don't think you saw
that.
or you felt that.
No, I could see it literally, and I had to calm down. Do you understand? Then he gave me because I'm like, chill. Well, I thought we have had a conversation about things like this. Do you understand? So you trying to make it look like I'm a crazy person? You don't deserve my voice, to be honest. I'm wasting my saliva. What rubbish.
At the media round, I'll take accountability. That word I used was wrong. All I had with Joanna in the house, dance ship, a little flirt here and there, that was mutual, and that was it.
So, wait. I don't think I should ask that. I'm going to ask you, you had as a wrong person. So, Sultana now, that's one where you have to explain yourself. It felt like you were conflicted with, this is happening, I have my girl. It became more emotional than anything else. So what was going on there?
This is a little bit more sensitive than the others because we became friends.
More than Diddy?
Yeah.
Okay.
We became friends and it grew into something that we're not sure about. But right from the start, I've been a friend to Sultana. And also I've made it clear that, I have a girl outside. This will not work.
So when did it become more than a friendship or whatever it was? At what point?
I won't say it became more than a friendship. We just got, physical and that was it.
With her, there were no emotions involved, is what you're saying?
There was. Emotions grew.
No, but you just said it was purely physical.
Emotions grew. We started as friends. We got close. We shared we had intimate conversations, and we got physical. So there's no way I would sit here and say there was literally no emotions attached to that. I wouldn't do that. But then it never got to the point where, we spoke about relationship. I always on different occasions stated that I have this going on outside.
You are keeping me warm.
Don't put it that way. Don't do
because
that.
I want to understand what you mean by it's purely physical.
Don't do
when
that,
you say it's purely physical,
we got physical, and it could happen to anybody. We're on a show.
So after the show, what happened?
Nothing.
The emotions you say were developing, what happened to them?
Nothing.
Did you not try to pursue it, or you just died?
Nothing. Nothing happened.
What's up with you and your girl now? Are you still dating? Are you in a relationship with your girlfriend?
Ebuka, we're good.
So you're still with her?
Yes, we're good.
Wow.
Let me know what you think about that. What did you feel?
So Ebuka, when I got into the house, I'm going to be very honest. I liked someone.
Who?
Right? I liked Coin.
Oh.
But because I wasn't mentally ready for a relationship, and I felt like
I just heard some screams from people watching.
and I felt like Coin is an upright man, and I shouldn't do that to him. I wasn't ready for a relationship, and I didn't want to
What do
lead
you
him
mean
on.
by that?
I wasn't mentally ready. I didn't want to push for something that I would end up hurting him at the end of the day.
Okay.
So that was the reason why I didn't continue with that. But for the fact that he said he had a relationship, I didn't want anything outside, and he was the available machinery for me at that time.
Wow.
So that was what it was.
So he was just available.
Yes. The reason why, I didn't think much about it, he has something going on outside for him. So the moment we leave that space, he's going to go back to his relationship.
So now you got a lot of
and I
flack
move
for
on.
that because it's like, Sultana, this guy has a beard. There's other guys in the house. Why are you going for the one person that has
Because I
something
know I
going
wouldn't
on?
have anything to worry about outside the house.
But you also know what that does to the relationship.
Well,
So you didn't care.
to be honest, Ebuka, I'll look out for myself first.
So back to my point, you didn't care.
I'll look out for myself first.
Okay. Where are you guys now? Because I know you guys don't talk. If it was a friendship, maybe it shouldn't have gone sour. But
Yes.
now you guys, I almost want to say hate each other.
No.
How do you feel
That's
about
a
Jason
strong
J
word.
now?
That's a strong word.
So how do you
Ebuka.
feel about him? When last did you talk?
A few hours after we left the show. Now, there's a
October.
reason. Before we left the show, to be fair, to be honest, we had that conversation that, we're going to come out, we should stay friends. You understand?
He said that?
No, we had that conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, he said that he would want us to stay friends. I was like, yeah, cool, because, I didn't have any plan to continue a relationship outside because I knew he had a relationship outside. And I was like, that's cool. And he was already telling me, oh, there might be, a back and forth outside, but he would want it not to get to me. You get me? And I said, oh, okay, it's good you're telling me this. Only for us to get outside, and I see that my supposed friend was throwing me under the bus,
How so?
calling me names. Yeah, he was calling, he knows the name that he called me.
No,
He
but
was
you heard
calling,
him. What did he call you?
he called me a relentless chaser. Why would he do that? Who chased him? I didn't chase him. I didn't chase Jason nowhere in the house. For every interview I've had, I always maintained that I am cool with Jason, I am cordial with Jason, and Jason is my friend. But do you know, Ebuka, I got a lot of backlash for that. Because for every time I called Jason my friend, Jason goes on to say something bad about me, and I wouldn't have that. On his media, it's literally there.
Media round.
Yes. So, and I wouldn't have that. I wouldn't be disrespected that way. So that was one of the reasons why, I just said, you know what, just be you, and I'm going to do me. That's simple.
Why did you call her a relationship chaser?
It was on your interview. I feel like that was taken out of context. And firstly,
What were your words?
I wasn't supposed to use that word, which I went on live and spoke about it and addressed it. And I think I even apologized
Why
for it.
did you use that at the time?
We're talking about, it was a conversation with me and Kola and you. And we're talking about people that knew that the other person was in a relationship and, didn't hold back. I was talking about Kola. You knew Dede was in a relationship. Sorry.
But was
You
I
knew that Dede
chasing
was,
you?
sorry, hold on. What I meant was people that knew that the other party was in a relationship but didn't stop.
Okay, so
I'm not.
So now you're clarifying that I didn't chase you.
You knew I was in a relationship but you didn't stop. What's that called?
That's not chasing. No.
She didn't stop
That's
pushing.
not chasing you.
So was she chasing
Pushing.
you? That's what we need to know.
What was I pushing, JC?
Ego problems. You can't say.
Because
God, I'm
this is
sorry.
important because
God, I miss you.
was she chasing you or were you chasing her? That's what we need to know.
She kept
But
pushing.
you're saying she chased you. We just need
I
to see
kept
that.
pushing.
So
pushing.
she didn't stop what?
I kept
She
pushing
kept
what?
pushing. Like,
To do
okay,
what?
for example,
So
when I
Jason,
said,
you were in a
you know what?
relationship. Why didn't you say no to whatever? No, you can't. You
I'm
can't
not-
just hush me
I am
like
not
that. You
saying
can't hush me like that. Excuse me,
don't
sir.
have my own part to play in it. We're
Exactly. So
explaining
why are you making it
something.
seem like I was pursuing you because I wasn't?
We're talking about that particular
You said you were in a
subject.
relationship, and I was like, oh, you agreed to whatever I was saying. So why were you not making
Ebuka,
it seem like I was
like I was
chasing
saying,
you, and then
yeah?
you were Lord, like I
There were
was
so
chasing
many
you? As
situations
how?
where there's even a video I saw recently that I was telling her, you know what, I need to leave your bed. And she's like, no, you can't. If you do that,
But
we'll
did you
stop
end up in
talking.
the bed, Sha,
And
yes or
blah,
no?
blah, 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 blah. We'll stop talking and this and that and that. Then
It's
there
a
are other
question.
situations where, I'll tell her, I'm not going to sleep in your bed. And she'll be like, nothing would happen. Nothing. There's so many conversations like that.
True.
But
I'll
you
be
end
like,
up
I'll
staying
be
in
like,
the bed.
can you let me talk, please?
No, I will not.
Okay. So there's so many conversations like that. And of course, I'm a man. I make my mistakes as well.
Me like that,
But then
sit there like
at
you
every
do. And
point,
then you're
I
not
stated
an
it
accountable
that
person. For every time you do something, you
okay,
look for
Sultana.
excuses for what you have done.
Sultana, are you also going to take responsibility
For
what he's saying? You can't also deny the fact that you know someone is in a relationship, has a girlfriend, but you didn't move away. Why?
because Ebuka.
So, but you're not taking responsibility for that. You're making him look like
It doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
So you're accepting that you did something bad.
That I tease someone is not a bad thing, Ebuka. We are adults. He would have said no. And to be
So-
fair, I like it when I talk to men and I watch them just, shake and then, just do what I want them to do.
So he's not lying, is what you're saying.
I like it. It's something that I love to do,
So, but
Ebuka.
were you a relentless chaser? You're
Me.
saying you were not.
Chasing.
But you also didn't stop.
I didn't force him, Ebuka. He's an adult. I didn't chain him. I didn't tie him down. I didn't do none of that. He should have walked away at any point. But he's an adult.
So
So
that's
it shouldn't be
her
put
point
on
now.
me. So why would I be called a relentless chaser? For what reason?
So on the one hand, we can argue that she's guilty of cornering you. for
Ebuka, I'm not
whatever
guilty. He's
reason.
an adult. Oh.
Whether it's for strategy,
Please, I beg.
whether it's her way, but she's saying that that's how she is. She enjoys seeing men crumble. But there's also the flip side of
By
you.
just words.
She's
by
not the
just
one in a
words.
relationship. You
By
are the
just
one.
words.
And like I said before, there were multiple people in this
Words and
house
eyes.
who were in relationships, and all of you handled it very interestingly.
Words and eyes.
So why was it that you couldn't let that not happen?
Take responsibility for all my actions. I'm not a child,
Yeah.
but we were in a confined space and, emotions were running high. In that house, everyone can testify that you have to have your person in that house because
It could be a guy.
we're locked. Yeah, it could have
So
been
why
a guy.
wasn't it the guy?
Because I wasn't mentally ready for the whole thing. In that house, you see this person every single day.
Yeah.
I wasn't mentally ready for that.
I mean, this is one situation I can't say one person did something wrong or the other because both of you knew what you were doing. I think it was very
100%.
clear to all of us that you knew what you were doing,
Yeah.
you knew what he was
100%.
doing,
Yeah.
and you guys were just trying
It
to be smart.
happens.
Though
It
you knew what
happens.
was happening.
Finish.
So I think we're kind of clear on this.
Thank you.
Now, with Dede, it was kind of your word against hers, saying you were friends, and that was what it was about. But she's saying you didn't feel that way. And a lot of viewers don't think he felt that way. And a big reason why he didn't feel that way was because of Kola. Kola was in the picture, and you had opinions about her relationship with Kola. Why did you have so many conversations with Dede about Kola?
I like that, and that could come with a lot of things. And if there's anything you're talking about, is maybe saying, oh, you were with this person, you know, why were you with that person at that point in time? You know, which comes with when you like somebody in that space. And that's it.
Did it feel that way, Kola?
With Jason, I knew from day one he didn't really like me, so I couldn't just care less about him and anything that happened along the way.
You felt a vibe from him?
Yes.
Did you also give him a vibe because you both were interested in the same person?
The very first week, I think we were getting to know each other. So I think maybe that could have played a part in it. And obviously, I think when I began to sense like a passive aggression from him in little...
What do you mean passive aggression?
Just little things. And I remember him saying that when he met me at the audition, he felt very invincible. So I just took that as, you know what, maybe he's dealing with his own things going on.
You thought he was threatened by you?
I don't know, maybe.
What did you mean by that?
Kola has just been Kola, you know. Listen to stuff, picks out what, you know, makes him feel good and spread it like he would always do. And that being said, first week, I don't think we had any issue. In fact, he gave me the crown thing when we did that thing. We're friends. We had conversations. We had a long, lengthy conversation about Dede, about he liking her. And the one he's talking about, we're talking about our audition, and we're just joking about it. I'm very open and I say things honestly. And I was like, okay, there was these two guys that came into the room that they were playing games and stuff, and everybody was laughing, and these two tall, you know, guys came in, and when they came in, all the girls just left the game. And I'm like, oh, I've never felt so invisible like that in my life. I'm like, yo, everybody just left the game. And they were like, oh, what's up? And we just laughed about it. It's not, if I felt threatened or if it was a thing, I wouldn't say that to you. Think.
Okay.